and nothing happens.
Or it feels like nothing happens.
Feels like nothing happens. And then sometimes I pray and everything happens. And I was like, oh my gosh, we are custom coded for God.
So true.
It's not like he responds a certain way because he wants to hack us. We were built because this is how God does things. We were built to be addicted to God.
Yeah.
Like our entire genome is built for it, like a literal addiction to the presence of God. So let's talk about prayer for a second, since you're like fresh off the presses. Tell us everything about prayer.
I don't think I can do that. I think we need to recognize that a lot of the way we pray is the traditions of men. We've only done what we've seen other people do. In my book, I kind of relate it to a baby when it first is born. All it has to do is cry and its needs get met. Mm-hmm. And then it learns how to articulate, and the parent will say, use your words. Mm-hmm. And then there's this process of until you have an adult, they don't interact the same with their parent. And I call it, a Christian has different phases. One is, it's just, I need my needs met, and you're the one who does it. So all I do in prayer is ask. Mm-hmm. And then as an adult, I don't love my parents because now they meet my needs. It's not a need-based relationship. It's a honor and love-based relationship. And I don't come to them because they're going to meet my needs. I come to them because I know they have wisdom, and I just honor them. Mm-hmm. And so learning the different stages of prayer and realizing we're not built to stay in the same level. We're supposed to grow in prayer, do something different. I love my prayer times right now because I've really let go of what I think it's going to look like. It's like, what are we going to do today? You know? And sometimes, literally, I'm not saying this just because you're you. He'll say, why don't you listen to Taylor Welch's podcast this morning with me? And we'll listen to it together, and I'm talking to him about it. And a lot of people don't think that's prayer. No, you're doing something with him. It's like when my husband and I, for devotions, we'll read a book together. Let's read a chapter together and then discuss it. That's what relationship is. And when we start looking at it that way instead of... And then the other part of it is we tend to think of prayer according to pre-resurrection. And so we pray with our brain instead of our born-again spirit. If we're looking at prayer in the Old Testament, they weren't born-again spirits. They were relating as a man to God. And technically, we're not supposed to relate to God as a man. We're supposed to relate to him as a spirit. I'm more spirit than flesh. The real me is my spirit man. And I've learned to discern when I've come, and he's even challenged me. I mean, sometimes he goes, why are you bringing your dead self in here?
Whoa.
You know, jeez. You're a spirit man and you live in heavenly places. And so a lot of my prayer time is learning to define myself as a spirit. So I'm relating to God as a spirit. And I don't know, have you ever been in prayer groups? And it's okay. Everybody's, praying for a nation or whatever, and it's blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And then somebody begins to pray and the room shifts. Mm-hmm. What has happened is somebody stepped out of praying with their mind to praying from their spirit. It's not just motivated, okay, my spirit told my brain to pray about this. No, their spirit man has actually risen up and it is speaking truth, and everybody shifts to it. And it's like, I love that. I'm addicted to that. I want my private prayer time to be that. So before I pray now, I get into a place where I'm no longer a human praying. I am spirit to spirit, because it says we have to worship God spirit to spirit, because the mind, the body can't receive the things of the spirit. So, and to me, that's part of the reason we can't receive a lot of the prayers we're asking for, is we're trying to obtain them as a human. And you know, the spirit, we have authority on earth because we're a human, but we can only access the spirit because we're a spirit. Because that, you know, I get frustrated when people say, you know, you get me born again of the spirit, and then you tell me to stay out of the spirit realm. Like, what did I need a spirit for?
Talk about it.
So there's just this understanding of Jesus didn't die so we could die. He died so we could live. Yes, death is the way to life. But the whole Christian life, it's not about learning to die. It's about learning how to live a resurrected life, aware of the spirit realm, living as a spirit. You know, if we're seated in heavenly places, what are we doing about that? Why are we there? It's not just a theology. Our spirit man isn't confined to our body. It's made in the image of God. You know, Genesis talks about, you know, everything he created it after its kind. And then when he created Adam and Eve, he said, let's make man after our image. The thing is